This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We're your smart friends on the go, cutting through the noise to get to the core of what's moving the needle today, Thursday, June 18th.
It's a day defined by speed, bypasses, and a fair amount of structural rearranging. Let's get into it.
First up, the gist view. If you feel like the traditional playbook for global power is being shredded, you're right. Washington and Tehran are signing a deal tomorrow to halt their 100-day conflict.
And they are doing it entirely outside the United Nations. Why? Because the US executive branch wants to move fast. They want to bypass the gridlock of the US Senate.
And look at the incentives here. Washington gains the agility it needs. Tehran gets cheaper insurance for shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. That's a direct resource flow. Lower costs for Iran, faster decisions for the US.
Meanwhile, the traditional players are scrambling. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, and Pakistan are building their own security framework. Riyadh is effectively saying, we can't rely on old American security agreements anymore. They want to diversify their insurance policies.
Exactly. As Mark Carney at the World Economic Forum put it, we're not in a transition anymore. We're in a rupture. Institutions aren't evolving, they're being bypassed.
Let's move to the global overview. Mary, what's happening with artificial intelligence? It seems the narrative has shifted from sci-fi robots to digital filing clerks.
Spot on. We're seeing a massive pivot. Infinitos in healthcare and the European Commission itself are deploying artificial intelligence agents not for breakthroughs, but to brute force through bureaucracy.
That is such a cynical but accurate take.
Think about it. The European Commission is using a tool called GPT at EC to read the endless clogged paperwork of European Union expansion. The incentive is obvious. Bureaucracy has become so slow that it's killing growth. So we aren't fixing the rules, we're just using artificial intelligence to read them faster.
It's basically using a bulldozer to drive through a traffic jam. It clears the path, but it doesn't fix the highway.
Speaking of traffic jams, the bond market got a shock yesterday. Kevin Walsh, the new Federal Reserve chair, made his debut. Investors were betting on easy money continuing. Walsh essentially told them, think again.
He signalled that inflation is still the enemy. Markets hate uncertainty, and credibility-first policy creates a lot of it. It's a return to basics. High interest rates are back on the table.
And for the European Union, the diplomatic outlook is grim. Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Saar cut off contact with the European Union's top diplomat, Kaja Kallas.
It confirms what we've been tracking. When regional players decide they can broker power on their own, the European Union gets left in the waiting room. They aren't at the table, they're reading the menu.
Which brings us to the European perspective. John, the Versailles Sidelining is the perfect way to frame the week.
It really is. The United States Iran deal was signed at Versailles, and President Macron was there applauding. But look closely. He's applauding a deal he was excluded from. The US didn't need European consensus. They didn't want it. It's the ultimate optics game. Look like you're leading while everyone else bypasses you. And how is the German engine running? Not. We're looking at a projection of just 0.8% growth for 2026 and 2027. It's an economic standoff. Energy prices are still a drag, and the government is trying to spin their way out of it with fiscal policy. It's a tug of war and nobody's winning. To end on something lighter, the German football team is spending their time in Winston-Salem focusing on grass management. Honestly, after a week of global watches and diplomatic phrases, spending time on the grass sounds like the most rational thing anyone is doing. Agreed. That's the man for today. But here's the temperature check. Innovation is currently being used as a patch for broken systems, not a ladder to the future. Global trends are often towards fragmented, pick-your-own-partner security frameworks. And society, we're all just trying to navigate the gridlock. Be sure to join us tomorrow as we track the next shift.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.